J Lotus King Sunkist coming at y'all right quick, right fast, certainly, for some loud, feminine, sacred rage messages from this Aries times 7 energy. The transits, the alignment, the synchronicities of it all, the universalities that is going on. So if you didn't know, now you know that there are 7 planets, if you will, that are in Aries right now, and we're going into Aries right now, amongst a slew of a lot of things, including this huge saga, really lifestyle of being more informative, if you will, as it concerns sacred rage, loud feminine energy, and beings. And if you've been here before, then you know another word that has been given to this particular frequency, energy, and being is also queer feminine energy. So yes, so we are going to be, well, I am going to be pulling some cards and getting some messages, some loud feminine sacred rage messages, aka queer feminine messages from this Aries times 7 energy. And y'all know 7 is the number of karma. It's also a number of milestones and a number of peculiar balance, meaning bringing together and balancing, integrating things that have commonly been taught don't match, aren't compatible, are imbalanced. But in actuality, there are some opposites that attract and must attract in order to have balance. 2, 3, 4, as I stated. 2, 2, 2, as I had begun to say it as well. Not a coincidence, right? So, again, that's what the angel number 7 represents. A number of luck, of course, karma, milestones, and opposites attracting, things that are more traditionally taught to be incompatible, coming together and forming balance. It's a number of balance, but it's a peculiar type of balance. So yeah, I am going to do 2 different groups, and these are going to be like real quick messages because I'm gonna have different parts to this. So I'm gonna do two different collectives, and I'm gonna be pulling on camera. Okay. We got 3 different decks. We're gonna do 3 different cards, and it's gonna be like that there. So I'm gonna try to have the timestamps so that you can just go immediately go to the comments or the description box to get to your thing. I'm real bad about putting the timestamps down there. So if you're willing and able to help me out, please and thank you. Okay. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into the specificities of these messages. Now, greetings, group 1. Let's see what loud, feminine, queer, feminine, sacred rage messages do y'all have from this Aries times 7 energy? A bunch of cards came out, but we're going with the one that came out with the contents already showing. I'm sure the other ones are elaborators to this one. So we got Soul Time. It has a number 40 on there. 4 is a number of manifestations, celebrations, and particularly being very mindful and discerning of how you celebrate and who you celebrate with. The 4 celebration energy comes with many thoughts and feelings and imaginings of not just coming into your success, your blessings, your gifts, your rewards, but also who is worthy of you sharing it with, houses that it pushes forth. So, for example, investing your money in something, and something that brings up a lot about a lot of people who have been getting called out and exposed, like Chili, for instance, about things they've invested their money in, charities that they've invested their money in, and the causes that those things push forth. So, for maybe lower level example, you investing your money in someone, but you haven't done research on, and this can be as simple as somebody asking you for $5. You know what I'm saying? This can be as simple as somebody asking you for $5. And yeah, once you give somebody something, that's on them what they do it with. At the same time, you do owe it to yourself to be mindful of 111, as I say this, of where your money is going and the causes that it's pushing for. Because if someone takes that $5 and they go give it to the drug dealer that's pushing crack and fentanyl and several other things that is threats to humanity, you know what I'm saying? So then you've invested energy let alone materialize energy into those causes. You feel me? And so, like I said, like people who've been getting called out for their investments and donations to certain things that are pushing forth causes in variation that are threats to humanity and specifically threats to feminine beings. Message, okay. So to get into the description of the card, the frequency of soul time asks us to allow the possibility of a new reality to emerge, one that embraces the concept that while the corporal body is mortal, the soul is timeless, limitless, and infinite. Hence, like what I was just describing about the angel number 4, also noting that, don't mind my nails, also noting that the number 0 is there, which further heightens the vibration of the number 4 because it gives divine deity type presence, 303, as I stated. So this is emphasizing and implicating, again, those messages of the angel number 4, which not only puts you in the mentality of getting what you deserve, getting your rewards, your promotions, blessings, all that stuff, but also considering your surroundings, your environment, who you're sharing and investing your time, energy, your presence in, let alone your money, your space, 333, as I stated, your home space, your womb, your womb. You feel me? So calls to attention the lot of those things and getting out of this just making decisions on what feels good and sounds good for the moment. And this is essentially coming out of survival mode. So allowing the possibility of a new reality to emerge, coming out of survival mode, recognizing the depths of survival mode. Because what keeps coming up in a lot of the readings is that a lot of people keep moving with the intent of self-love, but the roots are still fear. People haven't gotten comfortable with operating in fear, using the fear frequency as a catalyst to move, to speak out, to fight back, as opposed to making moves and decisions based on I love myself and therefore this is what I deserve. And so I owe it to myself and I deserve it for myself to go get what I deserve, especially if it further contributes to me loving myself more and fulfilling the purpose that I'm supposed to be fulfilling and helping wake other people up to their purposes and therefore their sense of self-love and the activity of that. Emphasis on activity of that, because Aries is also a sign of karma and association with Saturn. Saturn is a planet of karma. There's also heavy Leo energy in this year as a whole. You know, we are in the year of the fire horse as well. Leo is also a divinely karmic sign. Okay, so none of that is a coincidence. Amongst allowing the possibility of new realities to emerge, and this is channeling to have a lot to do with believing in positive change, believing that good will prevail, and that people who have been perpetuating evil, serving the devil, serving evil, supporting evil, investing in evil, investing in femicide, investing in genocide, different variations of those things, believing that those people will get what's coming to them. And therefore, the people who deserve better, the people that deserve good, will also get what is coming to them. That justice will prevail in the Most High's will and favor, on the side of right, on the side of good. Okay, believing in those things, and therefore believing that you can heal, that you can be healed, that you can be happy, young, wild, and free. 707, as I say that, young, wild, and free, regardless of your age, because your soul is infinite. Your soul is infinite. You're not just living for this lifetime. You're living for the infinitiveness of your soul, and not only of your soul, because your soul is gonna live on regardless. So again, not just thinking on the success and the blessing of life, but also the quality of it and who and what you're sharing it with and who and what you're investing it in. Because those things make a huge difference on your celebration in which you live. You should be celebrating your life thoroughly. You know what I'm saying? So again, 808, as I said, again, I'm just piling y'all. Calling in more discernment and value over not just getting the things, not just getting the people and the connections and all of that, but also the quality of it and what it represents to you and what you represent to it and them, what you represent to yourself. Fuck who you is, who you want to be. Fuck who you used to be. That is the past. Are you still living there? Because see, home is wherever you go. Is you letting in everybody in and out your house? Okay, let's get to the next card. And coming from the Neon Love Oracle. So these definitely gonna be some like love, relationship specific associated messages. Okay, loud, queer, feminine, sacred, rage messages from this Aries times 7 energy frequencies goings on. What we got? What we got? Ooh, 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 ooh. Tisk. So it came out reverse, but I picked it up right side up. So this lets me know we're going both ways with it. Oh shit. Baby, I know the real you. 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 Don't flex, don't flex, don't flex, don't flex. Baby, don't flex, don't flex, don't flex, don't flex. Baby, don't. Okay, 10-10 as I said it. If you don't know this song, that is Catfish by Tamar Braxton. So that's not a coincidence, definitely a song channeling through. And we have the card here, Catfish. I'm not really who I say I am. Okay, and so like I said, it came out reverse. So it's gonna be some of y'all that resonate more so with the right side up messages, and it's gonna be some of y'all that resonate more with the reverse messages. So bear with me. So for the reverse crew, this is coming through as like it's piggybacking off of the messages about believing in positive change, believing in new realities emerging. So a lot of you have likely been noticing some people playing in your face and or been noticing some foul practices one way or another, whether it's people acting funny with you, trying to manipulate you, trying to pull you into bullshit, trying to villainize you, and or you've been noticing some sort of malpractice or something going on, some sort of corruption, oppression, abuse, something going on. And for a lot of you, you've probably been strategizing on how to combat it. So one-on-one, as I just said that. So what it's giving is you're on the right track. If you've been documenting information, even if you've just been making mental notes of certain activities that's been going on in your interactions with different people that have been weird or off-putting to you, that make you question in a way that's like, you know what I'm saying? A suspicious type of inquisitiveness. This is spirit saying that you're not wrong. Just have a sense of finesse about the situation and work smarter, not harder. Okay? This is a situation where you makes sense. Okay, that's why they showed me the video like that. So there's a clip from Flavor of Love that I just saw, and it just channeled through here, where Red Oyster is disqualifying herself so she can go see about her daddy, who is in the hospital. And as she's giving the girls hugs and whatnot to head out, Heidi says to her, "The same thing happened to me when I was in college." And Red Oyster's response was just, "Shut up, bitch. Don't make it about you." And she just walked off. And so, yes, that is a form of loud feminine energy. That is a form of sacred rage. Okay? Even though you could give Heidi a benefit of the doubt, like, oh, she was just trying to relate. She was, giving her sympathy and this and that. Oyster picked up on the fact that Heidi was being fake. Heidi was being disingenuous and was low-key, high-key trying to make shit about her, about herself. Yeah, it's a thing to, relate to someone with a story, like somebody tell you something and then you follow up with, oh, this happened to me, da da da. Yeah, like ain't nothing wrong with that innately, but it's a time and a place for everything. And there's such thing as right game, wrong bitch. Heidi knew her and Oyster was not cool, so you can't relate to Oyster in that manner. Okay, so that may hit specifically for some of you, where it may be somebody who knows that you don't really fool with them, or that y'all don't really fool with each other, or that they don't like you for real, and then at different moments they're taking opportunities to quote unquote relate to you, try and relate to you, or it's like they're just finding anything to say to you just to talk to you, but it's something in your spirit that knows so for some of you, you may have to have your shut up bitch and just walk off type of moment. Okay, so I let to say, saying what you have to say, but don't overexert yourself. Okay, you can say it firm. As I said it, you can say it firm. You can project, but don't raise your blood pressure for these individuals. Don't cut your nose off to spite your face. Don't humiliate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Trying to point out what's wrong with them. Okay, so like she said, shut up, bitch. I'll make it about you. Simply stated. Don't talk to me. I know you don't like me. Okay, I'm gonna stay over here. You stay over there. Good day. Okay. And these people will be exposed. These people will be exposed. Some of you will be doing the exposing, and for some of you, you may get to a point where you like, fuck it, I'm about to snap. And before you even open your mouth, someone else comes to your defense. Someone else that either has less to lose and or has more power in the dynamic. So being faithful that new realities can and will emerge. On the other end of this, right side up, this is so the crew that's resonating more with the right side up. This is having to do with y'all. It's giving you keep making that face, it's gonna get stuck like that. And you see me, I wasn't even trying to do that. It just happened as the channeling was coming through. So it's this energy of you keep making that face, it's gonna get stuck like that. And in the sense of you keep playing dumb, it will become you. As stupid is, as stupid does. So you got some people and things around you and going on around you that you just keep like you keep functioning in this manner. Like if you don't acknowledge it, it'll just go away or won't nobody bring you in it. Mm-mm, mm-mm. You making it easier for you not to see them coming when they finna snatch your head off and snatch you on down into their bullshit. 707 and 711 as I say that. So for those of you resonating with this pile, you can feel catfish energy about to turn into a cat fight. And what's so interesting about this is y'all are also the catfish. Yeah, it's people faking and trickery dickery dot playing in your face and this and that, but you also playing in your own face and you kidding yourself by not acknowledging what is going on. You're not even acknowledging it to yourself in a real way because you're not acknowledging the truth of how it's making you feel, let alone what it means to you and what you are meaning to them. And for some of you, this is having to do with you, yourself, and you. Whereas you keep having this feeling, I'm hearing like somewhere in the gut area, you keep having this gut feeling like something dragging on you, pulling on you, weighing you down. And you keep just going, like trying to, it's giving cranes in the sky, trying to work it away, trying to smoke it away, drink it away, travel it away, sex it away, read it away. And still, it's like cranes in the sky. You get up, and as soon as you get any moment of pause, you realize that the issue is still there. That feeling is still there. That frog in your throat is still there. It's because you're not being real with yourself. You've been a catfish to yourself. It's something here that has to do with trauma that's been deeply stored in your sacral and your solar plexus. And I'm literally saying like, and this is what Spirit is saying, they're showing me a visual, it's confirmation, they're showing me a visual. And what the visual is communicating is this trauma got stuffed so far down that it ended up being planted into your root. Okay. Planted into your root, fertilized, and has been sprouting strange fruit. And there's a tower moment coming to uproot that those bad seeds which have been planted. And this is to free you. This is to free you from whatever that deep-rooted trauma is and the cycling and being ruled by it, controlled by it, what you think is stabilized by it, but essentially you've been anchored by it, been dragged down. So yeah. So for those of you resonating with this group, it's a call to make a drastic decision. And this is where like the lot of you in this group are having to choose yourself. There's going to be a lot of things coming up that's going to be challenging you to learn how to say no. It's going to be challenging you to learn how to say no. Stop. Whoa, hold on, holiday. It's going to be challenging you to be adamant to people that you are not a robot. That you're not a robot, that you're not indestructible. Like, yes, you're strong, you carry your load well and this and that, but it doesn't mean that you're not loaded and that you don't need help and that you don't need a break and that you don't need space and meditation time. Because y'all are needing to stop. I just heard crash and burn. So some of y'all are not gonna listen. And that's expected because this catfish energy is giving walking on sunshine. And not like in a good way. It's giving like toxic positivity. You think that you're at peace because you're drastically dissociated. But it's not real peace because like I said, with your root chakra being disturbed like that and sprouting strange fruit throughout the rest of your chakras going up, so your creative and emotional space, your confidence, your sense of anger, your sense of courage, your sense of knowing, your sense of knowing of yourself, self-image, self-esteem, all of those things being coming up into your throat chakra, which has to do with truth and vocality and all of those things, and third eye and crown. If you have toxic seeds in the soil of your root chakra and you are a very great, talented, powerful spirit, then you end up sprouting beautiful bullshit. And this like gives a thing of like, yeah, somebody's talking and what they're saying, it sounds so beautiful. It sounds good, but it's bullshit. It's beautiful bullshit. Or you go to certain restaurants or see certain caterings or, look at certain people's food and it looks beautiful, but it tastes like shit and it's not nourishing. That's what's given. So for some of y'all gonna take these messages, y'all gonna implement it, y'all gonna take that pause and regroup and reset and do what you need to do. But I am picking up that a lot of y'all so deep in it and up in the air with it that it's gonna take whatever this tower moment is to come through to really smack y'all in the face and on y'all ass into the reality of it all. But it's for the best. Ciao. So let's get on to our final cards for this collective. This is from the Rebel Oracle. Okay. Loud feminine, queer feminine, sacred rage messages from this Aries time 7 energy frequency happenings. Drink a smoothie. Nutrition. Oh wait, no. That says unfriend. My bad, y'all. Drink a smoothie. Unfriend that asshole. What did it say? Throw some shit out. Drink a smoothie. Unfriend that asshole. Throw some shit out. That's definitely a piggybacking off of really all the messages, but definitely things got pretty clear when it came to the last card about the catfish shit. So again, remembering how we started out about expanding our processing and vision boarding and manifesting and thoughts and discerning of what we want and going about getting it, but even more so, who we're sharing it with, who and what we're investing it in as well, and who and what is investing in us, what it represents, and what we represent to other people. Because this is about cleansing, purging, and that's also what the message is of this card was given. Believing in the emergence of new realities. So a lot of you of this collective have probably been dealing with a lot of grief, not just from losses of people to like actual death, but also death of relationships, death of cycles, death of identities, death of relationships with things and environments, even that you used to have. Grieving those things, right? So this is the sun coming out to officially rebirth and to call you all to the action of choosing life and choosing. So it's like what people say when somebody dies, don't let yourself die with them. You know what I'm saying? Don't let yourself die off with them. Remember that energy doesn't die. They've transitioned into another realm. Their spirit is still alive. You know what I'm saying? So you have to remain alive in your liveliness and your essence in order to truly connect with them and be able to see them, sense them in the life. You see, as well as like when people go to prison. So some of you may have also been grieving on that note as well. You may have had some people that end up going to jail or going to prison or such, and you've been grieving that for a good while, which is totally understandable. But I'm just saying it ties in also with that message of like, don't imprison yourself with them. Don't stop your life because they are locked up. You see, so yeah, that's a lot of what this has to do with, and even outside of those things, just like dealing with the same nature. It's like you see people who you love and care about or used to have relationships with, or maybe you see high potential in them, but you also see them doing shit that's beneath the potential that you see in them, or you see them doing and engaging in things that you really are no longer interested in, and that you're realizing you deserve better than that. Even dealing with a lot of people who will end up trying to shame you or have shamed you throughout your life about being different, being your own person, having a sense of individuality, speaking up for yourself, being particular about things, knowing what you like and dislike, knowing what you want and don't want, knowing what you will and won't go for. People have more than likely trying to demonize you, villainize you, ostracize you, and all types of things for that, which is likely also why some of you who are dealing with that chronic dissociation type thing, that could likely be what that's coming from. You decide that your emotions are a problem, so you just dissociate from them altogether and feel like, well, now no one can say that I was in the bullshit. No one can say that I wasn't the peace in the situation. But in actuality, if you're so dissociated and it's all types of chaos going around and it's actually your duty to bring real peace to it, but you're so dissociated that you don't even recognize the chaos and aren't even acknowledging it, then they call that complacency. And people often get locked up for shit like that too, because you was there and it was going on right in front of you. And you didn't do nothing. And you didn't say nothing. You didn't call nobody to come and do nothing. There's accountability for that. You feel me? So, and that's a lot of what this has to do as well. Thinking about it too, accountability, and taking accountability back over your own life, taking accountability back over your own emotions, and stop letting people tell you who you are. Yes, the people that we interact with have the responsibility of giving us feedback, essentially reviews on who we are. And that's also why it's important to be mindful. For we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but with the principalities of good and evil. But also take the wrestle part out of it. Take the wrestle part out of it, because some people are here to value bringing out the best of us, not just seeing the best of us, but also value bringing out the best in us, therefore to act upon doing so. Okay, so it's not enough for somebody to just be sitting up in your life, taking up space, and oh, y'all have a couple of good times. No, is that person speaking life into you? Are they telling you the truth about your flaws, but more often than not telling you what's better about yourself and magnifying that and helping you magnify that? Is the good outweighing the bad? You see? Because I think a lot of us are really, really used to romanticizing excessive criticism from people and calling it love. Oh, they're just being real. You can be real without being brutal. And goodness, positivity, brilliance is also real. And a lot of people don't accept that belief that positivity is real. You have to address that in yourself. And if you don't, then you end up, like I said, romanticizing hyper criticism. Because you think the only time somebody loves you or is being real is when they are being brutal with you. Like how a lot of people can be like, oh, you knew what you was doing, that you just stupid. You should have known what was gonna happen when you did that in the first place. I ain't got no sympathy for you. Or you just gotta pick yourself up and keep moving on and this and that, da 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 da. But it do not have to be that harsh. Because if that's what they think of you enough to handle you in such the way, talk to you in such the way during times where you're looking for empathy and some comfort and compassion, they don't need to be around you in that way. And of course, at certain times, to some degree, you may know better and don't do better. Because, we be tweaking and shit sometimes. Players fuck up. All the while, it still pays to know that you deserve people around you to speak life into you, tell you the truth about where you fucked up, but also lead you right with love and compassion. Okay? It's a time and a place for everything. There are people that can hear you out in the moment, validate your emotions, and then understand that at another time we can get into all the other hard stuff, okay? Which means patience is a top virtue when it comes to you. Instead of people just being like, you was wrong because da 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 da, and this you always doing this, and you always just popping off, and you always just got something to say, and da 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 da. No, somebody who loves you will say, hey, your feelings are valid, and I really admire the way that you speak up for yourself. Maybe see how you can better, like, find better words to communicate that have more positive connotations, or find better people to talk to that don't get your blood pressure so raised to the point that you start saying stuff that compromises your own credibility. Much like how I brought this up before, T.S. Madison. There are times and places where she's very valid, she communicates very well. And like I said, she's often very valid in how she feels about things, but then sometimes she can end up getting so worked up, essentially, because she may be wasting her breath on the wrong people. You see what I'm saying? They may not be the people that she needs to be talking to, they're probably trolls that's trying to trick her out her spot. You see what I'm saying? So needing to redirect who you're talking to sometimes. Sometimes you're talking to the wrong people. Sometimes it's not what you're saying or how you're saying it. It's who you're saying it to. So again, drink a smoothie, unfriend that asshole, and throw some shit out. And some of the shit that you're throwing out is energetic. It's memories like this is channeling through. So if it's somebody that you used to be in a relationship with and it traumatized you to realize that they are evil in simple terms, definitely honor your emotions at the same time. What I'm hearing Spirit say is that it may be time for you to start mindfully saying to yourself, so just stop thinking about that person and focus on something else. Like if thoughts of them come up or you just start channeling on the energy for you to be like, hey, nope, I rebuke it, get the fuck out of here. Because this person is trying to squat in your energy. Remember what I said about home is wherever you are in the home space and who you let in and who you're sharing it with and all of that? That's not a coincidence. It's someone trying to take up excessive residence, unwarranted, uninvited residence in your mind and in your energy. And you need to evict them. You need to evict them. So that's what somebody that throw that shit out is you evicting someone from your thoughts. And eventually you may be able to safely remember, memories that are necessary. So an affirmation that you can use for that is I release my grasp of redundant memories. Or you can literally say death to disservicing memories, death to disservicing thoughts, death to disservicing thoughts, death to disservicing thoughts of such and such, death to disservicing thoughts of whoever, okay, or whatever, okay, death to disservicing memories of whoever or whatever, okay. Okay, so I believe it's about that time where I remind y'all. You give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man a fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Y'all go fishing, baby. And with all that being said, Charlie, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I am thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quotas for the next time. And be sure to bless that comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in always light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Greetings, collective, too. Let's see what the cards they tell have in store for you. Okay, please excuse any background noise that you may see, hear going on or anything. Things like this love to start up as soon as I start recording and shit. And one monkey don't stop no show, and these niggas ain't gonna hold me back. Fuck the bullshit. It just be stupid ass interference type frequencies and bitch assness of energy to just be trying to get in the midst of our purpose and shit. So yeah, fuck them and fuck that. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, collective 2. What are y'all's loud feminine, queer feminine, sacred rage messages from this Aries time 7 energy? Ooh, y'all got 2 cards out for this one. So we got emergence and the heart chakra. So this is an elaborative card, is what I just got and heard. So emergence. We're gonna start off with emergence. So just right off the rip, it's time for y'all to stop playing the background. Stop hiding your face on camera. Stop hiding from cameras. Stop stifling your voice. Stop sleeping on ideas that are coming in for you. Some of y'all be all times a day just constantly getting ideas like a motherfucker. Also, I just heard some of you that have ADHD, you need to get, if you're on medication, you need to get your medication rebalanced. You need to get your medication modified in some type of way, because it's stifling your spiritual superpowers of your disorder. Again, modify. I'm not saying, okay, the message is to modify. Okay. If you've been having some excessiveness with it, or you feel like you need to get tested for ADHD, definitely go ahead and do so. Again, moderation is key when it comes to any form of medication. Okay. If you find it getting in the way of your emotional processing, emotional attunement, or your sense of discernment and all of that shit, there needs to be some more modification. All right. Because again, a lot of you have ideas on ideas on ideas on ideas on ideas that just like radiate through you, and then you tell yourself, well, don't nobody care, don't nobody want to hear that, don't nobody care. And you know something, I've been noticing a lot of posts come through lately of people doing what they feel like are hot takes, and they're saying, you just need to accept that nobody cares, you just need to accept that don't nobody care about you, ain't nobody come to say to you they don't care about how you feel, don't nobody care about what you think, you just need to do because don't nobody care. Watch out for that shit. Watch out for that shit. It sounds good, but also there are people that will position themselves in certain ways that got into a certain position. So for instance, this is a message that came out in another video that I did a while back, but it was concerning people who are rich and successful and things of that nature, telling people, you don't need to get no rest, or you don't need to do this, you just need to work, you just need to grind, you just need to da 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 da. And the whole time they know they took time out to rest. The part of why they're successful is because they took time out to rest. They learned the spirituality of manifesting through rest, through feminine energy. But they will tell who they feel like is their competition, and if they have an inferiority complex, then they'll feel like everybody is their competition. So they will put out to the masses, oh, rest is for the weak, or oh, you need to sleep when you die, or you know, whatever, da, 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 da. Just like a lot of these people who are putting out there, and this is how it's showing through right now. A lot of these people that are putting out there, you just need to get it and do it because don't nobody care, and da 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 da. No, you don't need to be reliant on a savior, but at the same time, a lot of these people that are telling you don't nobody care and da 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 da, they got to where they are because they recognize the people who cared about them enough to help them get there. Ain't nobody gained no success and all of this abundance by their own damn selves. They had support systems, they had machines, they had villages, they had people who valued lifting them up. I'm talking about in their village, in their home space, in their intimate space. They had relationships with people who valued lifting them up and bringing the best out of them one way or another, or bringing whatever it is out of them that was conducive to them fulfilling the purposes. And again, this is why it's important for you to understand what you represent to people, because there are certain people that will support you right to hell, and you will get all of the money, the accolades, and all of this and that and the third. And then in the meantime, in between time, it's hell, or it's unstable, it's easy come, easy go, da 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 da. So again, it's much like when predators get caught up, and people don't want to talk about the support systems that aided that. Yeah, so for better or worse, people ain't doing everything by themselves. They don't matter what the fuck. Oh, I'm self-made. I did all this by myself. I did all this by. No, somebody had to hold the door open for them at some point. They knocked. Somebody had to open it at some point. Somebody had to knock for them at some point. Somebody had to make a phone call. Somebody had to mention their name at least at some point. Even in people who are performing artists, they coming off the stage, it's hella people that come, you know, they got to do wardrobe changes. It's hella people that come amongst them and start helping them take their clothes off. You're not even getting dressed and undressed by your damn self. But they'll tell you, don't nobody care. Ain't nobody coming to do you. Because they're trying to X out their competition by getting you to X yourself out. It's people that know they can't stop you. They can't bring you down. They can't keep you down. So they will convince you one way or another, or they'll facilitate situations that are to convince you that you must self-destruct. So I'm hearing Monica still standing. That's the second. This is the second video where that song has channeled through. But yeah, Monica's still standing. I'm still standing. Okay, I've been through the storm, had dirt on my name, still holding on, champion of the game. Period. So it's time for you. 808. As I said, that it's time for you to step out. It's time for you to step out, speak out, do what you want to do. Do what the fuck you want to do. Act on these ideas. Put yourself on camera. Say what you need to say. Speak your speech. Fuck who got to say something about it. They start talking down on you doing what you do. All they did was expose themselves. You keep it moving. Let me read the description of this. So some of y'all probably do resonate with the first collective, which is not surprising, but 5 is 25. 25 is the number. So we got 2 and 5, the number of relationships and the number of balance as well as drastic change. You put 2 and 5 together and you got 7. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. So for some of you, y'all are being called to pay more attention to child content creators. It's a little girl named Ivy that's been popping up on my timeline lately. She do a lot of reenactments of different movies, and her name is spelled Ivey. So yeah, it's a call to, and you hear those notifications, just take it as confirmation. Some of you are being called to admire younger and or children content creators, performers, and things of that nature, because there is a useful inspiration to be taken from that, because some people, you're taking yourself too seriously, and that's where this elaboration card comes in. The heart chakra, there's a lot of pollution. The number 4 is on there. So yeah, some of y'all may definitely resonate with the first collective. The number 4 is a number of love, manifestation, and celebration, and particularly not just celebrating, but who you share it with, who you're celebrating with, who you're sharing your abundance with, and who and what you're investing yourself and your abundance in, your good qualities in. So, the frequency of the heart chakra, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. So, what I heard as I was reading that is that some of y'all's, no, they said a lot of y'all's financial, 1101, as I say that, a lot of y'all's financial frequency is off. It's like having some issues. It's either up and down, or it's like been having this frequency of drought. And Spirit is saying that that's because your heart is not at home. So, you know how they say home is where the heart is? Your heart is not at home. And what that is y'all aren't doing what y'all are truly passionate about. Y'all are not acting on your passions. You're not doing what you want. You're doing a lot of what you feel like you have to do. You making yourself a slave to obligations. And that's blocking your money frequency. Some of y'all, I'm hearing models, actors, writers, musicians, performance artists. You want to do content creating, podcasts, commentaries, life coaching, doulas, different types of doulas. I'm hearing some with manufacturing. You want to be in tech. Something to do with gardening. Somebody wants to open up a plant shop. Things of that nature. And so your financial frequency has been. So for some of you, it's like you may be making money, but it's like you put the money in your pocket and it's a hole in your pocket. And it's falling out. It's going as soon as it comes in, like easy come, easy go type shit. And it's because you're not allowing yourself. Some of you may even here and there indulge in your passion, but you're not allowing yourself to truly commit to it. You're not allowing yourself to live in that. You get an idea and you're like, well, I'll do it after I go do what these other people are requiring me to do. Or I'll do it after I do what society says I'm supposed to do. I'll do it after I go do this other job or whatever have you. And Spirit is saying, you keep wondering, why am I waiting so long? What's taking so long for me to finally take off? What's taking so long for certain money and blessings and shit to finally come in? Spirit is saying is you making yourself wait. Because every time you get a passionate idea, you make yourself wait. Every time you say, oh, I need to rest, I need to get a massage, or I need to da-da-da-da-da-da, but I just have to do it after this, that, and the third, you making yourself wait. Every time you get a desire to do something, and you're like, oh, that'd be great, but I have to do it after da-da-da-da, you making yourself wait. You have yourself on pause. You have yourself in the waiting room. Your name been called, and you just sitting there talking about, well, after I'll just let them go. And that came up for somebody specific, where you're like, oh, it's okay. I'll wait. I'll just let them go ahead. Oh, you go ahead. I'll just, oh, it's fine. And even somebody can say, oh, they were here first. Go ahead and get them. And you go, oh, it's fine. You just da-da-da-da. It's giving like toxic politeness. You so busy putting everybody and everything else before yourself and what you really want and what's for you, that it's like you're tricking yourself out your spot. Somebody at a young age, just what I'm hearing, somebody at a young age told you that's what you have to do. Or somehow they put that belief in you that if you don't put everybody else before yourself, that makes you a bad person. And so that's something that is weighing on y'all's heart chakra. That it's bad for you to, one, be at home in yourself, exist in your home. So for some, y'all may have came from a home space that made you feel more like an employee in the space or more like a parent in the space. So you felt like you weren't able to actually just rest at home and be at home and enjoy home for real. And so this is getting in the way of, again, your heart being at home. It's getting in the way of you recognizing your passions, where your heart is. It's keeping you from following your heart. You can't even see where your heart is because it's been so long of you putting yourself on hold for everybody else, throwing your heart to the back burner for everybody else. Let's get into the Neon Love Oracle messages. Sacred feminine, sacred rage, loud feminine, clear feminine messages from this Aries time 7 energy. What it is? Y'all, I can't make this shit up. I cannot make this shit up, especially being the fact that I was just like, it's like somebody get money and they put the money in their pocket and it's a hole in their pocket. So it's like falling out and they don't even really realize it. Instead of putting money in their pocket and it's just falling out. So I got the loser card and look, it's probably flipped to y'all, but it says, I forgot my wallet. So for some of y'all, straight out the gate, y'all dealing with somebody that is a cheapskate. You're dealing with somebody who is, when I said that, let's focus on that real quick. Spirit is saying you're dealing with somebody who is a cheapskate, but they love flex culture. They love flex culture. They love to throw up illusions of wealth. For some of you, this person hides money. This person is like hoarding money. They act like they don't have money, or they act like they don't have as much money as they actually have. Also, y'all may be literally having situations or have had situations where bills come one way or another. Like y'all could be at a restaurant, y'all get the bill. Like he like, oh, you order whatever you want, y'all get the bill. Oh, I forgot my wallet. Or he goes about paying, his card declines. Now you gotta pay. Or he say he'll pay it back. You don't never see it. All of a sudden he owe you some money, and then you like, or they owe you some money, and then out of nowhere, like just constantly stuff happening. Oh, this happened. I gotta pay this. Or this happened. Oh, they robbed me. Da 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 da. I can't get the money for this. It's like it's always something. Reason why they can't pay you back, or why they can't keep their word on what they said that they was gonna pay for or pay back, or whatever, what have you. This could even be people who either mishandle their money to the point of, so this could be gambling addicts as well. This could be people who, like I said, mishandle their money, or just like very financially illiterate, like willfully even, because they just really don't value it for real. They just care about looking rich and flexing and being controlling and dominant over other people in weak ass ways. This could also be people who deliberately don't pay bills, who would just pick and choose when they don't want to pay a bill, because they're just so sure that they got someone or some people that they'll always be able to call on to fill in for them. And so it's given that some of you are one of those people that is who they got on call to come and fill in for them whenever they just feel like not paying a bill, or whenever they feel like just not taking responsibility for something. Because for some of y'all, this is literally having to do with money, but for some of y'all, this is having to do with emotional situations. It's having to do with relationships, conflicts, kids, other forms of responsibility, or where there is responsibility and accountability to be taken and exercised. They will feign ignorance. They will play dumb. They will act oblivious. They will gaslight. And it's all in efforts to make you responsible for them, make you responsible for their emotions, make you responsible for shit that they're not handling. And all the while, they just act like life is happening to them, like everybody's picking on them, and like, it's never their fault. It's just always, just something came up. Oh, this, da 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 da. They're a fucking loser. They're a loser. They're a loser. And that's why Spirit is bringing attention to, you keep changing, you keep evolving, you keep making these steps to do this and that, and you keep looking up and seeing, certain people and things around you that is just more of the same. The more you change, the more they stay the same. And it's needing to get away from this loser ass energy, because this loser ass energy is what's putting that hole in your pocket. Also, affiliating with losers and their loser ass energy is polluting your wins. Y'all messages coming out real straight to the point. I ain't mad at it. That lets me know though that this group is very intuitive and just really be needing some blanks filled in here and there type shit. So let's get y'all Rebel Oracle messages. Loud feminine, queer feminine, sacred rage messages from this Aries time 7 energy. You need food in your belly. Eat a fucking taco. So, hold it though. Okay, I got something special for y'all. I got the inkling, the channeling. Like, as soon as this came out, it's that right to me. I know exactly. So yeah, we finna get to it. So with this card, and it's like you need some food in your belly, eat a fucking taco. So for some of y'all, this is literal, especially with those ADHD messages that came up 2222. As I say that, some of you are not eating enough, and or okay, let me stay focused. Some of you, look, my own ADHD. Anyway, some of you are not eating enough. Literally not eating enough, and it's affecting your brain and it's affecting your intuition, and therefore it's impacting your ability to truly be in tune with your emotions in a proper manner. And this is malnourishing you multidimensionally, which is also playing into your financial frequency having that static and or stagnancy, because food, eating, nourishment is also a form of wealth. You have to understand different forms of wealth. And when certain frequencies of wealth are off with you, it can fuck with your financial frequency. So if you're not feeding yourself, that's a form of self-harm for one, and it's an attack on your root chakra, your earth star. It sends messages to the universe that you don't want to receive, and that your life isn't valuable enough to be fueled for real. That you just, again, and this is having to do also with making yourself wait to eat, so that you can go and use all your raw energy for other people and other stuff, and then come back, you ain't even ate, and you done depleted your energy, and then you wonder why your money is looking crazy or up and down. And for some of you, I'm hearing that like your money is doing pretty well, but you're overworked and not truly able to enjoy it. So still a frequency of deprivation. So that's the deeper elements of what this is getting into. Amongst not only that, but some of you are eating, but what you're eating is not nourishing you. Some of you are overeating. It's gluttonous. You eating things that are spiritually unclean at that, and it's calcifying your pineal gland, and it's bringing down your vibrations. And again, it is not fueling your life force. And then on the back end, you're doing several other things and indulging and ingesting several other things that also bring down your life force. And that's also what loud feminine sacred rage, the queer feminine energy, is also about: protection and defense of the life force. It's a life force and or sacred vulnerability is threatened and or harmed. Loud feminine emerges. Like your stomach growling. You hungry as fuck. You're vulnerable. You're threatened. So your stomach gets loud to let you know it's time to eat. Or even people who get hangry. And for some of you, that may also be a thing, right? You probably haven't even noticed it, that you probably been on edge, frustrated, aggravated, agitated, and a part of it is because you're hangry. And if you have ADHD, then it's hella understandable that you may not even notice that your stomach is growling. Your stomach may not even growl all the time when you're hungry, because there's a disconnect between the messages that your brain sends out and how it communicates with the rest of your body. Your brain moves so fast that sometimes it'll forget to signal to your stomach, and your stomach will be trying to talk to it, but your brain will be so hyper fixated on something else that your stomach is like, hey, next thing you ain't even pass out. Or you're shaking and all types of carrying on. You know what I'm saying? So this, like, for some of you, it is getting into the literal sense of eating, nourishment, and all of that. But overall, it's having more to do with the frequency of nourishment. And it'll be explained much better through this card right here. Through this card right here. Okay? Which is Pacha Karmak. This is from the Earth Warrior deck. Has a number on it, 32. Number of divine purpose and the number of partnership. And you put them together, you get 5. The number of drastic change and balance and wholeness. So, that's not it. Hold on, holiday. Okay. This card is nourishment of the soul. That's what it says. Nourishment of the soul. That's what it has to do with. It's kind of reminiscent of this portrait right here, ain't it? Anyway. Okay, so you are granted the gifts of fertility. You are granted the gifts of fertility, creativity, and earthly abundance to support all needs for nourishing body, mind, and soul, and to live your life fully and be capable of manifesting your divine purpose. Give yourself permission to be nourished. Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say you sitting up not eating as a form of self-harm, and you telling the universe that you don't deserve to receive, that you ain't trying to be nourished, that you ain't trying to be taken care of, you ain't trying to be loved? Okay. This includes your body, and also providing your heart, your mind, your soul with what they are hungry for. And what they are hungry for is meaning, sweetness, divine love, and permission to be authentic. And so with that said, real quick, if you've been craving a lot of sweets, it's because your body and such is trying to signal to you that you are in bitter situations. And you either need to confront that and get some sweetness evoked out of it, or you need to go where the sweetness is. Because also staying in environments and situations like that are facilitating a frequency of bitterness to the point of making you crave sweets excessively and shit, that's how people end up on my 600-pound life. Again, it'd be a whole lot of resistance of talking about the supporters of certain shit, which can also be called enablers, depending on what they're supporting. And on my 600-pound life, for example, is somewhere where a lot of them people, they get dragged, but don't hardly nobody be dragging the enablers. Because all of them people on there with them folks are not supporters. They're not real caregivers. They're not real caretakers. Some of them are enablers, and they're abusers. And they're contributing and facilitating intentionally to the person self-harming themselves through food. just like a drug dealer to a crackhead. Because how the drug dealer gonna keep money in their pocket? So, sweetness, divine love, and permission to be authentic. And so this is also what y'all are having to give yourselves permission. Giving yourself permission to be authentic. Stop putting your real self on hold. Stop putting your real life, your real passions on hold, your real emotions. Validate yourself. Call back your self-given permission, your free will. Call back your knowing and the power of your free will over yourself to be authentic. Yes, God. When you feed yourself that which truly nourishes you, wisely and generously, you shall become one who can also feed the world that for which it truly hungers. I'm going to read that again. When you feed yourself that which truly nourishes you, wisely and generously, you shall become one who can also feed the world that which it truly hungers. In other words, if you are neglecting yourself so that you can help other people, you're not truly helping other people. You're more than likely enabling bad behavior as well as your own. So if what you want to do is truly be happy and fulfilled and awaken that and evoke that in life and in your relationships and in other people, you have to start with yourself. You have to start with yourself. And a part of that also made me accepting the fact that some of the people you thought you were meant to help, they're not that at all. Whole time they were your ops. And whole time it's hella other people that because you were neglecting yourself, you neglecting them people. You can't even see them people because you ain't even been looking at yourself. Common saying to stop and smell the roses, but sometimes you also got to stop and look in the mirror so that you can see yourself for who you really are and realize the people that you've been trying to have village and community with, they were never your community in the first place. Them ain't for you. You ain't for them. 3303, as I said that. Okay. First of all, I just saying something. Okay. This correlates with something that I just said. Your sacred companions for your spirit this lifetime cannot fulfill their part of divine destiny if they are not properly nurtured. Sometimes you help people by being an example. Is essentially what that means. Some people, like, you want to be so hands-on and da. But sometimes you don't recognize who your audience, who your supporters, who your community is until you get so right with yourself that people just see you and they flock to you. It's a part of emergence, wherever that card went. But you do so much for yourself that you just emerge and people see it. You know, kind of like people on TV. You don't always have to be firsthand and all of that. You should not have to put yourself off in order to help people. And that's part of it. Like sometimes it's meant for you to literally just do for yourself and then wait for somebody to say they see you and you inspiring them. Or somebody push you on a platform, you put yourself on a platform, this and that, you know, all of that. Y'all get the heat, cuz. Explore and experiment with nutritional wisdom which suits your body at this time. So do extensive research on what nourishment is and what nutrition is, not just in a literal sense, but also in a spiritual and energetic sense. Do extensive research to figure out what works for you and what truly quenches your thirst, soothes your hunger. But that's sometimes why people overeat, because they're not being nourished. They eat a bunch of food, but it's not nourishing food. It's not food that is nourishing for them. So they feel hungry, be it mentally, physically. They still feel hungry because they're not being nourished. And that's even energetically in relationships. You could be with somebody, they be taking you out, pointing to you, rub your feet, y'all can have best sex, best conversations and all that shit. But if it's not on a frequency that is truly nourishing for your soul, you will still be unsatisfied and wanting more, wondering what else is out there. So many human beings from around the world suffer from undernourishment on physical, emotional, and psychological levels. Being fed more of what you don't need cannot satisfy hunger. That's what I was just saying. The cells in the soul cry out for what will truly stave off starvation. The quest for profound, vitalizing, and satisfying experience of genuine spiritual presence is a part of this. There's a part in here that talked about your spiritual parent. So, like, if you're neglected as a child, you may feel like this huge hole in yourself. And so this particular energy is meant for you to evoke and call upon your spiritual parent. But I can't find that text right here, right now. It's taking longer than it should have to. So, oh yeah, I'm just going to go ahead to the prayer. So, from my spirit, I say this truth. I am grateful for the gift of this mind, body, and soul, which allow my spirit to experience the gift of a human life. May I be assisted in all ways to discover the best and most beautiful ways to nurture all aspects of myself. May that inner nurturing flow into all aspects of my life, helping to nurture all of life around me through divine wisdom and grace. May all beings be fed with what is truly needed through divine grace and courageous, wise use of our free will as human beings. So be it. And it's most certainly about that time where I remind y'all, you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man a fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Y'all go fishing, baby. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I am thoroughly appreciative of the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quotas for the next time. And be sure to bless that comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.